I don't have a whole lot to say. There's a few things that people don't realize just in regards to, like with Oklahoma. And I talked about this like at the very beginning of our season. We had guys get hurt and identity changes, and you have to try to figure out who you are and what you do. And when you have a team like Oklahoma who has Murray, and Steele Walker and guys like that, such powerful presences in the lineup, and then Lindsley as well, and then all of a sudden they get hurt and identity changes. The fact that they, in my opinion, they played so well, and that pitching staff is really impressive from top to bottom. That for me is just showing the kind of team Oklahoma is. They're really impressive. They're really good. Those guys outside the lineup changes the identity of that team a little bit. But the fact that you still have Cade Harris in there and a couple other guys, Mendenhall, who are such threats, and just talk about. It's kind of a nerve-wracking day. It's just a nerve-wracking day just because we know the kind of presence that those guys who are in that lineup have and the firepower they have in that bullpen. So very proud of our guys for doing what they did today.
Rod, Coach Johnson mentioned that he's got a younger bullpen. You were able to come in with Alex, a guy that's been through the wars. I mean, just how invaluable is he?
I told one of the 15 interviews I just did, it's the funny thing for me, I feel like I'm repeating myself, so bear with me, but for a guy who has gone through arm injury, for a guy who has setback, and he is getting stronger as this season has gone on, and he came in the 7th or 8th inning, and we're like, how you doing? He's like, no, I want to take this the rest of the way, save the bull, and you could just tell, and he felt great and did it, and I tell everybody, like, there's nobody I am happier for than this young man for just coming through everything he has gone through to be able to get us to this point. And there's things that you guys don't see, which is fine, but when Tyler Thomas is out there as a freshman, he's scraping through everything he can, doing a good job for us, and after every inning, this guy's out there on the top step meeting him the first time, and that's what leadership is. And we went through a discussion about that earlier. He's just like, it's hard when you're hurt, having to lead and stuff like that, and that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. You want to talk about somebody who's going to have a great future ahead of him, whatever he does. You might actually get to pitch in pro ball, but
he's joking.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I have to deal with on a daily basis. But that's what I'm happiest about.
Alex, how big was that strikeout there? I mean, they've got the go-ahead run on third. Y'all hadn't trailed this whole tournament. How big was that?
The first inning I threw the first guy. Honestly, I try not to even think about that kind of situation. My job is to get that guy that's in the box out, and that's how I approach it. I have a lot of confidence in my stuff right now, and it was a big moment, but it didn't feel like a big moment for me. I knew I was going to get that guy out, and it was just kind of a rinse-repeat going back out there.
Coach mentioned that you wanted to finish it. Mm-hmm. It seemed like throughout your stint there on the mound that you were like, give me the ball back. I mean, it was just, you looked pretty locked in.
Yeah, that happens whenever you throw a bunch of strikes kind of early in the count. You just want to get in the rhythm. I remember there was a foul ball I think somebody hit, and Andy and Bitts were kind of jogging back, and I was like, hey, let's just go. Like, I'm ready to get this guy out. And that just comes with confidence, and whenever your stuff's good that day, you want to keep throwing because you have the utmost confidence that you're going to get those guys out.
Alex, Coach Strauss called you the pooper scooper. Do you relish that?
He had a better nickname for me, and I guess he just forgot about it. But Pulp Fiction Wolf.
The Wolf.
He called me the Wolf,
Yeah, the
and
Wolf.
now I guess he just completely forgot about it.
Cleans up
That's
the
fine.
mess. Call the Wolf.
Yeah, no, I don't. I guess I try to embrace it. It's hard to embrace a pooper scooper, but I guess I try to come in there and just do my job. Tyler Thomas is an unreal talent for us, and him going 3.2, like we understand that if he gives us that, we have a chance. And my job's in there, get it to D-Rod, get it to Troy, and then whenever it became 8-3, I said, hey, we got another game tomorrow. Let's see how far I can go, and let the horses play tomorrow.
Thinks like a coach.
He's old enough to be one. This is like his 18th year right now.
Fifth year of
He's
college
been to
baseball
5
right now.
different schools. It's like unbelievable.
Levi, y'all had the lead, but that it's been going back and forth. How big was that hit of yours to give you kind of a little bit of cushion there?
Yeah, I think it was big for our team. I just got to give all the glory to the Lord. I just surrendered that at bat. My first 2 at bats weren't great, and I just had this. I was relaxed. I was confident that at bat, and I was locked in, and I was able to sneak it through the 4-hole.
Did it seem like a tale of 2 games for you? And can you take us through that 3rd inning when you attempted the diving catch?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
forgot
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Completely forgot.
Once something happens, I let it go quick. So I was seeing the ball well first at bat. Good pitch, struck me out. Next at bat, seeing the ball well, and just got under a ball. In the outfield, I talked to Coach afterwards. Said maybe it wasn't the best situation to go for that, but I'm an aggressive player. I got a good jump, and I thought I had a chance. So I was disappointed, obviously, but right after that, we scored 2 runs and was able to pick me up. So that was huge.
Rod was cold, sick, hurt. What was his situation?
Sick.
As far as tomorrow, I mean, you talked about it a little bit. I mean, Alex saved the bullpen. I mean, what is kind of the pitching plan for tomorrow?
You know what's great is I don't have to make that decision right now. We're going to go back. We're going to talk. We're going to kind of devise something, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm not, to be honest, I have given 0 thought about it. Today was like my one focus, making sure we got there, and then we're going to deal with that later.
All right, one follow-up to that.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Could Cody pitch an inning to?
Everybody can pitch.
No. Me?
Yes.
Suck it up.
Yeah, sure. Let's just do it.
Suck
yeah.
it up.
Championship.
Might be it for
Maybe
This might be the one guy that we
everyone
kind
but
of hold out. Everybody but Phil. Yeah, everybody but Phil. He's got to take his Metamucil tonight. But no, right now, in my opinion, everybody's on the board. We're not going to get anybody hurt by any stretch. We will never do that. But as long as everybody's going to go out there and be able to give us what they can in a healthy manner, absolutely.
Phil might have been around for when Baylor last played in the Big 12.
No, that was the Southwest Conference.
Come on.
It's
a roast Phil interview here.
To have that shot at a first for Baylor, I mean, what does that mean?
To be honest, it's really hard to explain, but I once again, one of my previous comments, I personally just think I want these guys to get these feelings, to know what it's like to go through these moments, because there's adrenaline rush, there's nerves, there's excitement. All those things are very important, because we're going to go into regionals next week, and they need to know what that feels like, and they need to know that they can power through something like this against some of the best teams in the country, against some of the best arms in the country, and against some of the best offense in the country, and being able to get these feelings, regardless of what happens tomorrow, being able to get that feeling and know what it's like, it's huge. It's absolutely. I can't coach that. I can't put him in that situation. I can try. I can do everything I can, but there's certain things I just can't coach, and that's one of them, is being able to get that feeling, being able to be in that championship game, and who can get to relax the quickest. That's an Augie Garrido's statement back from '92. Whoever gets relaxed the quickest is going to win.
Coach, you mentioned next week for the regionals. How difficult, and you guys have played the minimum here, played 3 games, but how difficult is it with the regionals next week, managing pitch count, managing pitch limits and things like that?
We haven't really changed anything. We kind of stay with our normal game plan. We're not going to throw somebody out there for 150 pitches. I mean, even Cody was on a day of less rest, so we kind of limited him, and then Hayden, same thing. So we're kind of doing what we normally do. We take care of their arms, because we know that they're a commodity to us, to make sure that by the end of the season, they have to be as strong as they were at the beginning of the season. And the only way you do that is by the amazing nutrition and strength conditioning that we have. And Coach Strauss does a phenomenal job of managing our pitchers and the bullpen, and making sure that nobody gets hurt.
For any of y'all, when the siren went off in the 8th inning,
No excuses.
what do you think?
Well, to be honest, the first thing I did is looked up, because I'm like, okay, that's a tornado, and there's not a cloud in the sky, so I'm thinking something's going on. And then all of a sudden my ears started to get a little cloggy, and I looked at Shay, and Shay's going, and I'm like, I know, I got it too. And I looked at the umpire, and he's like, hey, let's just keep going, because apparently Saturday at noon is like a test all the time. And he goes,
With clear skies.
What's that? With clear skies, yeah. And so for 4 minutes, it was going, and I was just like, man, is this going to stop during this at bat at any point? But it was a little, to be honest, it was kind of alarming. I wasn't going to lie to you, because I'm like, man, if this is real, then we got to figure out what we're going to do if we got to, afterwards. But like what I love is firsts for me, and that was a first.